I mean, every tapeworm can have two heads. That's fine.
Solved. Now maybe you can relax a little.
And the whispers. If it's an acrostical enigma, maybe it's a Baltimore trans deletion. The whispers.
Or not.
Nope. He's still crazy. Anything over here? Gum. Screwdriver.
Someone left a screwdriver in the alley beside the hotel. Looks clean. Probably of no consequence.
Pick it up anyway.
Someone left... Looks clean.
Pick it up any... Dang it. Have some more gum. You guys can't see this, but... There's gum.
Winner undeclared in local contest.
The Annabelle Grill Ladies Arm Wrestling Tournament is over, and the judge missed it! Read the 4 statements and help him determine the winner. Oh, so the judge has to... Okay. Outmatched by Grizzly Grip. Pat won fair and square. Flo's Grisby Grip couldn't whip me. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. So you lost to a Grizzly Grip. You beat the Grizzly Grip. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. Pat won fair and square. It's not these two. I don't think. I mean, you pinned somebody. But you could have pinned her, and you could be the Grizzly Grip, in which case you won, you beat that. And you saying Pat won fair and square, what if you are Pat? You could also say this is Pat. My inclination is just to click her. Of course, it could also be that one of these people's names is Pat, and she's like, I lost! Pat won fair and square. Is there another person in here? Can I click the referee? No. Definitely not her. She lost to somebody. These two, everyone else is saying, or these two are definitely saying like they beat somebody else. One of them is that, oh gosh, outmatched by the Grizzly Grip. Pat won fair in the square. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. Yeah. Pinned Pearl like a new hat. I have 3 names, Pat, Flo, and Pearl. Fair. I do. Pat, Flo, and Pearl. So what if saying new hat? This is where my things are going. I pinned Pearl like a new hat. Bam. She's the only one with a hat. So she pinned her with a hat, saying you got outmatched by the Grizzly Grip. That would make her having the one with the Grizzly Grip. And Flo, which I guess would be this one, couldn't whip me. So beat her. And if this is Pat, or this is the last 2 people who haven't been beaten yet, Pat won fair and square will be saying that she won fair and square. That's one line of thought. gonna go with that one. Especially since I got Elizabeth backing me. I don't mind being right or wrong.
Yes.
I want to see what their logic says. A 4-person tournament means there were 3 matches. In the first 2 matches, 2 competitors were eliminated. In the final match, the 2 winners faced off, and the winner of that was the champion. Flo, the wielder of Grizzly Grip, won the match and lost another. That's the Flo, the wielder of Grip, won one match and lost the other. Right. That's the only possible if she had won her first match, proceeded to the final match, and lost. The woman who beat the Grizzly Grip is the winner. Okay, cool.
That was a tricky one.
Mm-hmm. By the way, this is very much reminding me of Professor Layton, where there's like this underlying mystery and there's just random, like, clues everywhere. Or just everything is communicated through a puzzle. Oh, I know. I was looking for Professor Layton on Steam, like wondering if they had adapted it, because if they did, like they did with
The residents
Phoenix
of
Wright,
Scoggin
we'd
seem
play the
nice
heck out of
enough.
those.
Aside from one wild goose chase, everyone's been cooperative. Plus, it looks like I'm primed for all the hot dish I can eat. It remains to be seen if that's a good thing. I got a map from the hotel owner, so I'm heading over to the eraser
Honk.
factory. Agent Tethers out. Am I supposed to be saying that?
I don't know, are you? Get on the snowmobile. Did you really leave the key in there? What an idiot. Select the factory. We have Moose Ear Diner, Ice Fishing Huts, Kutonka K-12 School, the Sheriff's Station, Park and Gazebo, to the Three Forks, to the Athabascan Woods, Scoggins Farm, and a lodge. Already love this game. I already love it. We have this one and the second one to play. No trespassing? There's gum here? What's up,
Hi,
Sheriff?
Sheriff Fogg? Yeah, I'm Nelson Tethers of the FBI's Department of Puzzle...
Agent Tethers, good to meet you. We got a real mess here. Yes, we do.
We do?
Oh, yes. It's gonna be a while before we can get this factory running again.
But my job is to get this factory back to making erasers.
Agent Tethers, you're in a right pickle.
No, pickles!
Well, I should probably ask you some questions about the incident then.
That's what I'd do if I was a big, important FBI boy.
We're in Minnesota. We're not in Canada, right? Why is everybody like... That's a Canadian, like, sheriff's hat. We have mob with a big accent.
What was this incident?
Well, we don't need to be dramatic.
What happened?
There was an explosion.
What?
Oh, yeah. A big explosion. And the foreman just never came home.
What time was it?
When did the accident take place?
Well, I've been trying to figure that out myself. Here's what I know.
The Rest Easy Guard Service, what a great name for a guard service, was employed to keep watch over the factory from midnight to midnight yesterday. From their statements, can you determine the time of the big noise? From Bernie, Pop, Al, and Iggy. Yeah, Iggy. Boom, 1 hour before the last shift started. Now, if it's from midnight to midnight, there are 24 hours. 24 hours divided by these 4 people should be 6 hours each. So just based on this one, I feel like it's 1,700 hours. So 5 o'clock. I get the shortest shift, 3 hours. Never mind. I need to read the rest of the statements. I get the shortest shift, 3 hours. Only Bernie put in the full 8 hours. So you're not... Bernie put in 8. You put in 3. Worked from 6 till I was relieved. So yeah, I'm trying to see. The 6 o'clock could be 6 at night or 6 in the morning? Huh. Worked from 6 till I was relieved. Which means if the first shift starts at midnight. First shift starts at midnight. We have someone starting at 6. Bernie's the only one that put in the full 8 hours. You did 3. This feels like somebody only worked 6. Because it would have started at midnight. And let's say if you did 6, he picked it up. There are 18 hours left. Let's say you did 6 hours right away until 6. So then you worked from 6 till you were relieved. Let's say you were relieved 5 hours later. Then Bernie came in. Then that's 8 hours. And then 3 to finish it off. Could that work? Dang it, I already lost my train of thought. That's if I'm making him work 6. Or working some. So let's say Al works 6 from midnight to 6 a.m. He works from 6 a.m. until he is relieved, which would need to be 5 hours later. Before the last shift started. He could be the last shift. So one of these two is the last shift, I think. Like, even if he's saying that 1 hour before the last shift started. Before the last shift. Because he could be the last shift. Like, 1 hour before my shift, which would have been 9 hours before that. Vine Boy, happy Saturday. So then it could be 9 hours before 20 would be 15, so 3 o'clock. Oh, I'm literally just using this as a timer. I'm saying what time it happened. Determine the time of the big noise. 1 hour before the last shift. The shortest. Only he put 8 hours in. Basically, we know he did less than 8 hours. Because he worked from 6 until he was relieved. And if he was relieved, he's not the last shift. Because it was from midnight to midnight. So he's not the last shift. If he's not the last shift, that means he's 6 a.m. Which means somebody else worked 6 hours. Which is you. You worked from midnight to 6. You worked from 6 until you were relieved. And if you worked a full 8 and 12. Oh, jeez. So right now we're on Iggy. Iggy works until 6 until he's relieved. These two together are 11. Which means you worked 5 hours. One of you guys relieves him. It would need to be you. Because before the last shift. I'm going to say because they phrased it this way, this last shift means that he's the last shift. And if he got the shortest shift at 3 hours. 1, 2, 3. And it happened an hour before his shift. I think it happened at 8. That's my gut. Let's see if I'm wrong. Oh, puzzles. Let's see if that's the right logic. Bernie worked 8 hours out of a 24-hour day, and Pop worked 3. Al worked 6, and Iggy worked 7. You got that right, Jane. Iggy had to start at 6 a.m. because he was relieved by another guard. Yes. Al came first and worked the 6-hour shift. Then Iggy started at 6 and ended at 1. Bernie worked the 3rd shift, so he heard a noise. His shift went to 9 p.m., so the explosion happened at 8.
If there was an explosion at that time, wouldn't the icicles on the building have been knocked off?
Good point. Maybe they grew back.
What happened to the foreman? My notes don't have a lot of details.
Well, we're still trying to figure that out. One day after work, Mr. Dabner just never came home. The accident was pretty bad.
Oh, is there a body?
Nope, he's just gone. Isaac Dabner's his name, if you don't have that in your notes.
We don't even know if he died in that explosion?
Won't be able to find that out till we find a way into the factory.
Well, the factory's been closed the whole time?
What did your investigation turn up?
Not much. I can't figure out how to get past this lock.
Well, that's because it's missing a piece. I can see that just by looking at it.
So it is. I guess that's why you make the big bucks, right?
That's right, sir.
Yeah, but you're in charge of people's lives, so shouldn't you, like, not be an idiot?
Well, I don't seem to be getting a lot of answers.
Listen, why don't you meet me down at the Moose Ear Diner later? I have some files related to the case that you might be able to help me with.
Oh, okay, but I really think...
Agent Tethers, it's a pleasure working with you. You're doing a great job.
Aw.
We get the Moose Ear in a bit.
You're doing great. I don't think I can do anything in this one yet.
Out at the eraser factory. The doors to the factory are very locked. Some sort of custom-built contraption has got this place locked up tighter than Fort Knox. The device seems damaged, though. It seems to be missing a piece.
Well, Eva Jane, if you want to quote me on that, shouldn't you just not be an idiot? Go for it. Spiff. 2020. Oh, wow. There's like nothing around there. Canada is great in Canada. I forgot the commands for a mod to actually add a quote. I know there's one. I just don't remember what it is. Are you okay?
Excuse me. I see you're working on your sign. Is it safe for me to go into the diner? Excuse me.
Gotta fix the sign.
I saw a sign, and I wanted to go inside and see the sign.
Something wrong with your sign? I said, is there something wrong with...
You a cop? I ain't got time for cops.
I'm not a cop.
Look, I gotta get this sign fixed before it gets dark. I don't want to be out here after dark, if you know what I mean.
I don't, actually. What do you mean by that?
It's just a fuse, but I can't remember which one it is. Not with all the whispers in my head.
Whispers.
What? Whispers?
Get the fuse for me. I'm getting cold out here.
The repairman has forgotten which fuse he needs to use, even though he coded them so he wouldn't forget. Select the fuse that completes the sequence. So it's one of these guys. Okay. Is it like progressive to where you start with a a box. You bend it in. You make a... No. No, wait. I see it. I'm going to turn on my heater. I know exactly which one it is. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity. Give myself a vitamin C. Little vitamin C pack. By the time I'm done making this together, I'll tell you which one it is. If you got it, type 1 in chat. If you think you got it, just type 1, like just the number 1 in chat. Nobody's got it? Okay. Sarah says she's got it. I believe in you guys. Sarah says maybe. I'll explain it before I click it. Okay. My drink's basically done. Okay. Here's the answer. It's this guy. The reason it's this guy. This is a 1 mirrored. This is a 2 mirrored. This is a 4 mirrored. This is a 5 mirrored. This is a 3 mirrored, 7, and 0. So 1, 2, 3. That better be right. You didn't know the logic? Wait, well, Giho, what was your, how did you come to your conclusion then, if that wasn't the same logic?
That should do it.
Hey, what do you know? This ought to keep the little buggers away.
Little what?
Well, I gotta finish getting this sign out. See you later. Well, we'll see.
I don't suppose you know anything about the eraser factory accident?
Don't suppose I do.
Look, Foreman.
Did you know Isaac Davner?
Not much. Heard he had some kind of accident. Feel bad for his wife, Lori. Such a pretty girl.
I should really talk to her. Do you know where I can find her?
Yes, I do.
So, where can I find her?
Inside.
Goodbye.
And he answered the question. Make sure there's nothing else. What? Oh, there's tracks. Whose tracks?
There seems to be some tiny footprints in the snow around the diner.
Raccoons!
But I don't see any kids around here. Possibilities include stealthy children, tiny animals wearing boots, cats wearing shoes. Nice, Nelson. Now that's going in FBI records.
Not if you
And
don't
I'm
submit it.
still recording. Tether's out.
You thought it was a random symbol with a line under it, and it would be transforming into the M, which we saw as being like the 4s. So yeah, we both kind of thought similar things. Make sure there's something else. Okay. I see gum. Gum. What is that?
There's some tobacco on the counter. Smells like cherry. I guess the waitress hasn't been in much of a cleaning mood lately.
Whose is that? What are you laughing at? You laughing at me? Just going
Hello,
over.
gentlemen. A bit early for a lunch break, isn't it?
Until the eraser factory opens again, Daryl and I have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, me and Daryl got nowhere else to go.
Oh, that's great. Then you don't mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah. As soon as I get these bugs back in place.
What? Why do you have bugs in a diner?
You gonna help or not?
Daryl's famous insect collection has gone AWOL. Box them up again by stringing lines between adjoining points, keeping these rules in mind. Okay, enclose all the bugs using the fewest number of lines to draw a box as possible. A box can be any size, but it must be 4-sided. So squares or rectangles. Bugs of the same kind can share a box. Each green grass grazer needs 3 squares of territory, including the square it's on. Each pink puddle paddler needs 2, including that square. So you need 3, you need 2. The fewest number of lines. Let's make sure I understand that. No, not that. Oh, I wanted that part actually. Hold on. Rules. Using the fewest number of lines to draw a box. So like, this is 1 line versus it being 4. So this is that. I actually need to do that. So now they each have 3, right? Or does it need to be like that? Probably needs to be like that. Now, so if I understand it, if there are 2 in a box, they each need 3. So it has to be this big. Which means this has to be 4 big for this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now they each have 2 spaces. That would mean this is for you. This is for you. And this is for you. That seems about as efficient as I can make it. They can't share, right? Same kind can share a box. This looks right to me. Let's try that. We're great.